Channel 4's talk. Hey, everybody. Wow. That was quick.
Well, we don't get a countdown.
No, well, he was. I was throwing stuff at him at the last minute. So, yes, we are a woman short because she got hit.
Well, yeah, being a bad driver has an effect on you.
Oh, she's not a bad driver.
A female driver at that.
You can't say that.
It's not because she's a woman.
No, a female driver probably hit her.
You think?
Also sexist.
Anyway,
would it be more sexist if I say it was?
We have a lot to talk about tonight.
That was racist.
Oh, Lord have
not
mercy.
racist.
Yes, and we've gone back to the old setup. Someone's already mentioned that to me. Just for tonight, because we've got so many people in here. Yeah. And Bree should be here shortly because I feel bad. So, I heard someone. I heard someone come in the back studio. That's awesome.
I don't know if we can get away with saying, oh, yeah, we think she's going to be here sometime soon. I'm pretty sure even they can hear the back door pop open. Just a little itty-bitty.
I don't know. Oh, boy. And she's not happy. Anyway, so it's going to be a great show tonight. Yeah. So tonight we have got, okay, oh my God. Brad's going to talk about Castlevania. And he's giving...
There's a show.
Yeah, exactly. Bree had two topics, which was kind of cool. One topic was we're going to talk about deep fakes. And then she wants to talk about, if we have time left, how if the Android and the iOS can actually be... Android phones and iOS phones can become desktop, which they kind of are already. iOS is, at least.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, Windows 8 was a mobile app. Was an Android-powered mobile app.
And then Dillon is going to talk about what's the game?
1, 2, 3. You can name it.
Expo.
It's Metro.
Metro
Exodus.
Yeah.
Starts
something like that.
Second word of it. Close enough. Yeah, Metro Exodus just released. This is based off the book Metro 2035.
And eventually, hey. Let's see if she walks in on crutches.
Right? Freaking people, man.
Oh, look.
She's gonna water bottle's a lie.
I'm going to sit in the middle.
My water bottle is a lot of the reason
like Bernie Byrne.
that we didn't call the cops when she hit me.
So she really
Not
hit
gonna
you?
lie.
Hit you? Got hard?
Oh, yeah. No, she plowed right into the back of me with a
And
little
how
minivan.
did the cop just let you leave?
Told you.
No, I didn't call the cops.
Is your vehicle messed up?
Moderately.
She ain't going to pay for it.
I've got her tag number. I took
don't mean
pictures
nothing.
and her.
You left the scene. You're not going to get... that woman is going to screw you.
Right. I don't know. It's just the bumper and the hitch, which was a piece of crap anyways because we had
Nope, don't say that on live TV.
You're a locksmith. You can figure it. You can get your money back.
Yeah. I'll figure it out. That was fun.
I'll figure it out. I know where we know where you live.
Behind a locked door. It's not locked anymore.
No, it's not.
Oh my! So anyway, we were talking about all the cool stuff that we're going to talk about tonight. Woo! You got. I didn't know what you were when you first sent me. I'm like, what is deep fake, right?
It's interesting.
So let's
It's a
talk
little
about
bit
that
creepy.
first.
All right, so deep fake.
Let's go.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. All right, so deep fake is a portmanteau of the words deep learning and fake because they use deep neural learning networks that synthesize images so they can take somebody else's face and make them say or do things that they've never said or done.
See, okay. So I'm gonna get Rob to talk in my ear, or if we can have Rob turn up his voice of God mic and talk to you about a product that we have been talking about in the studio, where we can make you say anything.
Ooh, that's fun.
Is Rob back there? What's the name of that software? Voco. There's a couple Adobe Voco.
Adobe Voco. That's crazy.
I can make you say whatever I want you to say. Sweet nothings.
That's crazy. And they have
John,
stuff.
so hot.
He probably does.
Bostek is the coolest guy ever. That's not what I said.
You have to.
And Brad. We loved Brad. And then I wrecked Brad. They wouldn't pay for Brad, but I have a new car named Henry now.
Bob.
Bob. So you know what? It's Bob's road. Anyway, so we'll go back to deepfake.
So it started in 2017 on Reddit, because why not, where some dude superimposed like Emma Watson's face and Daisy Ridley's faces onto porn stars and released it. So that's how this started. This started from some creepy little nerd in his mom's basement that wanted to watch Emma Watson get railed. So that's where it started.
Wow.
Less.
Yes.
Do we have those pictures? Oh, we do.
Yeah, we do. Oh, there's so many of them. There's so many. It's disgusting. And there's all...
Is it really disgusting?
It's crazy. When you really think about it, the research that I did on this, it makes you think really hard about the ramifications of this. Like, just individual people. Because celebrities, they can be like, that's obviously not me. But some random person that their ex-boyfriend wants to revenge porn them by putting their face on something, that's fucked up, man. And there's hardly any laws right now to protect against people that are victims of this. It's crazy. So,
Man, technology's just come so far.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's super nuts. It's already banned by Twitter, Reddit, and Pornhub. 100%. If they detect it, it's banned. Facebook.
How can they detect it?
Well,
I mean, I know algorithms are
detectable.
good, but I don't know if it's that good.
No, it's detectable. Because Jordan Peele, is that his name? He did a video where he said something, and it was bringing awareness
Let me have
to
that pillow you put down there.
all of this happening.
Thank you, bud.
And they superimposed his words and speaking into Obama so that it was him saying it. And he never did. Oh, and lots of people like to put this guy on everybody.
Nick Cage.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage.
He fits on everything.
Yeah.
Well,
It is
face off,
amazing.
it works.
That's actually, like, stuff
That's
like
almost
this.
scary. It doesn't look much
Isn't it?
different.
I know. It's really creepy.
You ever see what happened to put Nick Cage's face on Ross from Friends?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
More
It's,
like Ross.
I
yeah.
know.
I'm like, hold on, that actually...
It's really creepy.
I could look at the one on the left and go, that's Ross. And I go, they can show me the one with Nick Cage and be like, oh, that was Ross too. They'll be like, which one's the real one? And I'll go,
I don't know.
damn it. I'm actually picking the Nick Cage one. And go, that one's Ross. I'm like, no.
Hey,
Yeah.
we have Amanda Bird watching. You know who she was? She's an awesome author. We interviewed her
Met her
Clearwater Comic Con. Yep. And then she was at MegaCon.
MegaCon.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the one we interviewed
She's the
there.
bomb.
At Tampa Bay MegaCon?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she
I
is the
remember.
bomb. Good author. I'm
So,
sorry. Keep
so
going.
this is like a destructive variation of the Turing test. Is one of the things that I read while I was learning about this, because it's imitation that's designed to mislead and deceive rather than emulate and iterate,
Right.
which is just crazy. And it may lead to, this is super fun. It may lead to the requirement for immutable life log technology, which is literally 24-hour video, audio, and location surveillance. So that nobody can make a deep fake about you, because you can be like, no, look, I obviously never said that. That is such a different level of creepy and
honey.
dystopian.
Me and you got to sit down and we talk about the CIA and NSA.
Oh, and I
you want deep,
understand that,
deep,
but, like, this is
creepy. I got
people
deep, creepy.
Picking.
That's just what she's saying. Is it's creepy that people are like, oh, look, they were there in that video, and this government agency is just like, no, we know where they were. They weren't there.
Well, no, people pay for that. This is a service that they're talking about people offering to like specific celebrities and things and politicians, so that they can prove that they were never there, they never said that, or whatever. It's just
So
to
you're telling me Trump never said he
voluntarily-
would grab that woman by her hoo-hoo?
Well, see, and that's some of what they're saying is if this was something that was available then, that could have been a defense.
Ah, who said it wasn't? You know,
saying
half the time,
2017.
here's us conspiracy theorists, people. By the times all these apps and all these softwares finally reach us, that means that the NSA, the CIA, the FBI, the Secret Service have all used them to the point where, we can let them go now.
Right.
That's what happens. So all of a sudden, these apps that show up have been used forever.
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay, we can let the public have it now because who cares?
But stuff like this, too, is going to, and already has, bolstered conspiracy theorists on some of this crazy bullshit that it's crazy. There's a fascinating study that I read the beginning of, the abstract for it.
Right.
That is a 60-page study done by the Social Science Research Network on how the deep fakes are going to affect us moving forward as far as our privacy and national security and all of these other things. Because one of the things they mentioned in a video is, what if there's a deep fake video that gets released and it says, I don't know, I'm going to bomb the shit out of this country. And then that country is like, oh, really? And they retaliate, and we don't know for 3 months that it was a deep fake.
Right.
But the shit's already hit the fan. So it's a crazy technology. What?
You know, there was a movie.
That sounds like an awesome idea. We could get countries to hate each other and not us for once.
So Eddie mentioned, gonna have to take you out. You're going rogue. He's sending the drone after you now.
They know too much.
It's super crazy. So so then this other company, OpenAI, which is a nonprofit research company backed by Elon Musk and a couple of other billionaire douchebags, and they made an AI fake text generator. And they generated it, and then they were like, crap, we can't do this. So now they're not releasing it because it can be fed text and then it can generate what the next sentences should be. They gave it the opening line of George Orwell's 1984, and it spit out a paragraph that was so similar to it because it read 10 million, the hell was it, 10 million something data, like data text, so that it is this crazy smart machine. It can translate and summarize. It can pass reading comprehension tests.
Skynet.
Right? And like some of the previous text generator things that would kind of forget where their sentence was going in the middle of the sentence or their syntax was totally off. This one doesn't do that. This one is growing and evolving and learning, and every time it makes something, it grows and evolves more. So super, super interesting.
I think Bree's trying to lose my future job. Hi there, Elon. The views and opinion of her does not represent mine. I think the AI is cool. We should continue working on it, I think.
Oh, no, it's super cool.
I hope that you accept my intern application.
It's super cool, but the potential for, I mean, people are bigger dicks now than they ever were in history. Like, I swear to God.
Are
So
they? Or are we just reporting it better now?
No, I just mean like in general, like human race.
That's fair. That is a really good point because I saw something today on Facebook. I actually went and looked up. Andrew Jackson was an asshole.
Right. Oh yeah. No. Historical figures are
100 people in duels. Why? He got a thrill from it. He's dueled anybody.
Yeah.
And this man's plan when he went to one duel was, if I get shot in the chest, I actually have a chance of survival. If I like try to get hit at dead center, because dead center will miss everything. I hit you in the stomach, you're dead because your stomach line's gonna rip, and you'll die a very slow and painful death. That's exactly what his plan was, and it worked to a T.
You're
That's
not
just
saying
crazy.
much, Brad.
Oh no, I'm taking it all in.
Are you secretly CIA and NSA?
I'm actually going to jump back on the whole app thing. Like, the government doesn't have access to all the apps. First, because of Facebook, they contacted Facebook saying, "Hey, come in here. We want to see what you're working with," because of what he had developed. So, I mean, there probably are some apps that are out there that the government doesn't really know how they made, but they don't stay that way for very long. So, right. I mean, you're right. They will acquire them.
I'm not gonna lie.
I don't think right off the bat, though.
The Zuckerberg interview where he was being interviewed by.
You mean
Is that
Lizard
the one
Man?
where he was in a booster seat?
Yeah.
Lizard Man?
I laughed at both sides of that because watching some of these holy people. so how does WhatsApp know that know that I have my
Oh,
Facebook downloaded? And he goes, I wouldn't know. He's like, and WhatsApp has no connection to Facebook, so I have. He's like, what happens when I look at WhatsApp and I see it on Facebook? And he goes, that's not me, that's our advertisers, and that's out of my control. He goes, well, can't you stop those advertisers? He goes, yes. And then he goes, well, how will you make your money then? And he goes, other advertisers, are you going to get rid of those ones? And he goes, no, why would I? They're not doing anything malicious. They're like, oh man, I bought a pair of shoes on Amazon. And it's just like, you bought this recently on Amazon, so here's some other, shoes in your ads. And we're like, we already bought those. God, he already knows. I'm like, well, yeah, because you linked your accounts. It's like, no, I did. It's like, using the same email for your accounts? Yeah.
You linked your accounts.
Yeah,
Yep.
log
Your
in
accounts.
with Facebook.
Google's sitting here going, oh, hey, look, you have a Facebook account. Oh, look, an Amazon account.
Let's put them together.
And boom, there you go. Now you have ads that are
Little ad babies.
Yeah. What I find it funny is, me and Mike were talking about the other day. We were talking about Razer, the new Razer Siren mic that's coming out. He doesn't have Razer Life on Facebook or anything like that. It popped up in his newsfeed.
War games is the answer. I knew what Eddie asked about.
That. I've seen that
We
shit.
were talking about it. We didn't Google it. We didn't do anything of that.
We just talked about it.
talking about it. I've seen
And it pops
other reports of that.
We did that with the porcupines,
Yeah.
remember?
Now,
Porcupines. You and I were sitting back there, and we just talked about porcupines. The next thing you know is where to buy a porcupine. What does a porcupine eat? Where?
What does a porcupine eat?
I don't know. I don't care.
hedgehogs.
They eat mesh.
Probably.
Hedgehogs.
It was what I was thinking about bought my
Mesh?
Oh, okay.
Chicken wire.
But the funny thing was, is during that 23-day government shutdown, I ain't saying that shit. My Amazon, the whole Amazon deals was completely off.
We spelled John J-O-N, not J-O-H-N.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I realize that.
was
Sorry,
way
he's not
off. It was-
smart,
it was
Jonathan.
Off and left.
My autocorrect.
No.
That's interesting.
I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm like, for the last month I haven't seen jack shit in my Facebook ads.
Did you see Facebook's fines are going to be in the multi-billion dollars for their FTC violations? Billions.
No, they don't care.
No, they don't. They don't give a shit.
They're like, that's 1 year's income.
This
All right.
man
Right.
pays a paycheck like not doing his job. Like,
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we have a new terms of service. And he goes, okay, cool, I'll read through it.
We got-
Signed on. He goes,
And man
hey,
was
did
like,
you read through it?
hedgehogs?
He signed
No.
on. Went, I read through it enough, and that's how they got caught the first time. Because he went, I'll be honest, I just didn't read it.
So you like space. Did you hear about the Mars rover?
We can't bunny trail right now. We got deep fake talking about it over here.
No, I'm kind of mostly done with deepfake, except it's just like
I don't
still
want, I
going.
don't want to cry on there.
Don't cry on here. Yeah,
Why? What happened
He's
with the Mars?
he's all tore up about the rover.
Yeah.
Did something
it's-
happen to it?
Yeah.
Opportunity. It said it sent its last transmission.
Oh, the one that's been up there for 15 years?
Yeah.
But it lasted like...
No, it got stuck in a
Forts.
hole.
Stuck.
It's stuck.
Aw.
You can't get sun, and it has a setting where if it knows it's not going to be able to survive the night, it will let us know. And the transmission it sent was,
Nope.
it's like I'm dying,
Aw.
and the light is or like in the light,
The light is gone. Yeah.
and I'm like,
That's so
I
sad.
sent the most morbid message back. I'm like, God damn it! And someone's just like, it's okay. Get the other rover, pilot him around the damn planet, and push him out. Save him. Rescue mission. And that's when someone had to sit down and go, okay. Imagine that the rover is sitting in the central United States. Like, okay, and they're like, okay, the other rover is currently in China. These things go about 2 miles an hour. You want me to drive this all the way, fuck the mission, all the way around the planet, 2 miles an hour, give or take, it'll take a minute or two to get there, just for the fact of it now may be covered in dust to the point where we can't save it. And everyone...
Also, you can't drive straight through.
Yeah, 'cause-
Avoid
Right,
mountains.
yeah.
Or, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but now we learned shadows are a problem, so we now have to avoid tall mountains. So we're like, gently, carefully. So by the time we get there, it's just going to be in a pile of dust, and so they go, damn it.
I'm late.
It's sad.
It is very
That is sad.
It's sad
But it was
as
only
someone who's
supposed to
super-
survive 6 to 9 months.
No, I know. And
That's pretty cool.
Well, that's because we were super unfamiliar with what Mars's atmosphere was like. We had no idea what it was going to do to the drones to the rovers once they got up there. We only had an idea. We had a basic idea that if anything goes into Venus, it's going to evaporate instantly. And Mars, we're like, you got a little bit more of a chance, we think. We see the same high winds, so we'll have to worry. We planted on Mars, and we went. Except for the lack of like a solid breathable atmosphere, they're like, this planet actually isn't all that bad.
As long as they don't tap the water.
So here's the thing. Us conspiracy theorists think it's Martians holding an umbrella over it, killing it.
I mean, there's 100% people that think that it's just aliens like holding a picture. Or like they just have like a VR headset on the thing. No, asshole. It's like, oh, this world looks so amazing. It looks so great as they're sitting here, lush, vibrant green trees on their iPhone 1 trillion's like, yeah.
Hey, wouldn't this be interesting though if it were actually just in a studio and this whole time the mission to Mars?
That's right.
Not even
That's where I was getting ready
like
to go.
this?
Yeah.
Let's say it was in just a
They
studio.
never went there.
Go tell Buzz Aldrin the moon landing. You know what happened to the last journalist who did that?
Didn't he get punched?
Shit rocked it.
Well, I'm just saying, it's
not a young man.
dude. They make movies.
Went, bah! But I'm like,
Did he really?
Yeah.
I'm like, he straight knocked the reporter out on his ass out cold.
That is
And he went, you damn hippie, and walked inside. And I went, woo! USA, baby. He's so upset because he's like, that's one of my crowning achievements.
Yeah, but
and you're
I
taking it
guarantee
away.
you got those conspiracy theorists that are going out that never happened.
Same people that
Oh,
think
yeah.
the world's flat.
Right.
Yeah.
Or we never went to the moon.
Yeah. Oh, there's all sorts of ones.
Well, they lost all the data.
But Bigfoot
it.
exists.
Pointed out, that it would be
The
more
Twin Towers was an inside job.
Oh my God.
that it would be more expensive to fake a moon landing
Than to
than it would
actually
be
go there.
just go-
Not really. How much was the budget for the movie about the robots?
Yeah.
Which one?
What was the one with
lot.
the guy
Wall-E?
with the guy what?
Terminator,
No, the guy
Will
from
Smith one.
no, he was from Sons of Anarchy.
I'm glad all four of us have named different robots.
Robots.
That proves
Wall-E?
the point.
It was
that's
like
what I
recently. They came out with a sequel like a couple of years ago, like 2 years ago.
It must not have been a very good one.
I forget the
And
name.
the Sons of Anarchy.
Number
was in
5
it?
is alive.
Yeah. He was in it.
Short circuit.
Short circuit.
No, but either way, if they have
Camp
a
had a
budget
robot
for
in it.
that, they can easily, totally fake a moon
Batteries not
landing.
included.
Well,
Oh.
yeah, now, but not
was
in
a
like
great
19
movie.
something.
Oh, I broke my mic.
You broke my mic.
I guess I did. I don't know.
God have mercy.
Oh,
Battle Atla.
that's cool.
Oh, that one's gonna be cool. Yes.
Oh, the
like-
new movie.
Someone didn't turn
That one's a cool
someone
one.
didn't turn their mic on. That's awesome.
I turned it off to conserve battery, and I'm like, haha, I'll be a part of the curve because I got mic'd up early this time.
That's actually the movie you want to see.
Which one?
The new anime movie.
yeah.
Oh, I lead a battery.
They pull him
You
out
have to
of
keep
my
in mind,
ear.
though, the budget back then was not nearly as much. And they explained how they'd have to do it. They'd have to have, God, actually, there was an Adams Ruins Everything on it.
Yes.
And I love it so much because it makes a lot of really good points. Was the way that the sun was positioned on the moon at that time, we can't recreate that. You'd have to have an LED wall over a trillion LEDs. It had to be like 80 feet tall to represent just a solid block of light with no distortion. You couldn't have any gaps in those, otherwise it would be visible. It like the science behind it, they're like it would cost so much in that day and age to recreate that. It would be insane. Here's the other thing: dust. Dust does not float in a it doesn't float nearly as well, or it floats too much in a non-vacuum. The fact that when the dust came up and went, it landed right back down. They're like, it wouldn't do that on Earth. It would float up, 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 and away. It wouldn't come back down.
Right.
So like, they have all of this stuff, and they're like, it actually would have been cheaper to just send someone to the moon rather than fake it.
Well, you also got to remember we have more computing power sitting right here with our phones and laptops.
Oh yeah,
Than
my
they
phone right
did
here has
back
more.
then.
Has
They
more than
did for the MERS
shuttle.
NASA
Right.
launch.
And to recreate
we still can't get there.
they would still have to know what the conditions are going to be.
It's
and how
Obama's
can they
fault.
know what the
We need our
conditions are
shuttles,
if they
damn it.
don't go? You know?
He turned them all into cell phones.
I don't know. I don't know. Elon Musk has no issue sending shit into space. He has a car there.
I
wish great.
I wish he would just make it. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe that's all fake too.
What?
There's no Tesla in space.
Well, people say anything they want, and then it's somehow true because somebody takes a Photoshop and a Photoshop class, they make something, and they're like, oh, hey, I put something in space.
And some of my research into the deepfake crap today was people using like photography. I'm sure you did film stuff, and you know burning and dodging, and you can take people out of photos. They've been doing that for ever.
Since Adobe came out.
30 years.
Since photography came out, they have been removing people from photos. All it takes is cutting it out of the film. Like, it takes precise work or having something in front of it or whatever. But
that really is
people,
that technology has only been around for about 30 years.
No, I mean on film.
No, I know what you're saying.
No, but they've been doing it for decades. They've been
believe the
doing it.
hype.
No, because these people, who is it? Hitler killed somebody, and
All the Jews.
well, no, I mean one of his. No, there's a
all of
photo of him. There's a photo of him with one of his
Don't
top
ask your friend
people
that.
that
You'll
he
deny it.
ends up turning his
Thanks,
back
Gail.
on for whatever reason. So then all these photos that he had with this guy, that guy's not in the photos anymore.
Yeah, but
And
that didn't-
Mussolini did the
nope.
same thing, and Stalin did the same thing. I mean,
Maybe-
that's a form of image manipulation for propaganda.
But aren't you seeing that picture today, in today's day and age? So
Yeah,
how do you know
we're
it wasn't
seeing both.
manipulated today to say it was manipulated back then?
Because it's history.
Is it?
Because it's been documented back then.
Funny
It
thing
was-
about
You know
history
what
is
really
that you can
happened?
remake
Yeah.
history just by going
You know
and
what really
typing some
happened?
stuff.
You all have seen Futurama, I assume, right?
Love Futurama.
You ever see that episode where they make the time machine that can only go forward?
Yeah.
So they go to the very end of time, and then they go past the end of time until inevitably the dawn of time starts again. So they just kind of basically roll right through history again. They're like, go forward, go, go. Wait, slow down. Why? I want to shoot Hitler first. They stop at time. Hey, Hitler, fuck you. They fire at Hitler. They get back in the car. They're like, all right, cool, go for it again. They get back to the future, and they miss it by like a few hours. And it's like, damn it. So they're like, all right, go through it again. Then he goes, he's like, don't slow down this time. He's like, I'll just aim it out the window. Yeah, like fires. He goes, oh, I missed. Oh, that's going to cause problems.
Nick's watching.
They get there and like picture frames and like picture frames and like paint, like famous painting of like Nazi generals. Just one's missing, notably missing. Like there's a gap there where they should be. And he goes, close enough. And I'm just kind of like,
Oh my!
I love that
So
show
let's
so much.
get moving on. So Brad, we're gonna let Brad talk because Brad ain't talk much.
I've talked plenty.
She said Bonnie said she loves your safe sex bottle.
Thank you.
Well, let me see. That's awesome.
It's an actual safe.
I put that because I'm a
really
locksmith.
cool.
I put that on my dad's truck a couple of years ago, and my mom took it off like a week later.
Oh, that's sad.
Lame.
Lame.
So we're gonna talk about Castlevania.
Right. So who here has played Castlevania or seen anything about Castlevania?
I
So-
played the old Castlevania.
Right. Back in the early
Yeah.
90s,
Yep.
late 80s.
Yep.
All right, so you've probably heard of a guy called, his name's Koji Igarashi? Koji Igarashi? Anyway, he's the
We have a picture of him up
Yeah,
on the-
that's him, actually. He's supposedly the grandfather of Castlevania. They've crowned him as this. Like, Castlevania 1 came out, then they got Simon's Quest, and then Super Castlevania, Castlevania 3. He didn't work on any of these. The first one that he actually worked on was Symphony of the Night.
Yep. Best one ever.
So, yeah, obviously everybody's like, Symphony of the Night, the best one. So you can go ahead and change the picture to the map. Maybe. Yeah, so, like, this is the entire map of Symphony of the
I
Night.
love
All of the levels, everything laid out. I mean, it was just so much work went into this game. They had,
Metroidvania games all
Right.
had the same layout. Because if you play the Metroid games, you have the exact same. Because that's why we call them the Metroidvania games. Is because they all had that exact same map layout, and it was all. Each room was
Bonnie's
different.
watching.
It was colorful, but biome changes were so drastic, and people we didn't realize it back then. We're like, oh, we're in a whole new area because there was a loading screen, so like that would come up, and there was like boss animations that would show, and like, oh, cool, you're in a new area. When in reality, when you just look at the full out map of the game, it's like you moved 7 feet to the right, and Welcome to Hell
Right.
versus the Castle.
So they never actually gave it a name. It's actually a subgenre of action adventure, which is called Metroidvania, which is spawned from Symphony of
Whoops,
the Night.
my bad.
And
I didn't realize that's where you were going with that.
and Super Metroid.
Yep.
So Super Metroid included that. So it's
That's
considered a
what
cult
all
classic, and back in 2014, Kojima left Konami. So he worked for Konami for a long time, and everybody was
Left's a
saying
strong word.
that he left because of
Like
Konami
chased out.
pushing the mobile app thing. That actually wasn't the reason. He left because of the fact that Konami was going into a different direction. They didn't want to do the same kind of Castlevania games because they thought that the money was it was going to nowhere. It was a bad investment. So he's like, well, I have this vision. I'm going to leave. So he left Konami. He got a few other people to back him, and he opened a Kickstarter. So he wanted to come out with this game called Bloodstained. We're going to go ahead and play the trailer for Bloodstained, if you would, please. I don't know if there's sound for it, but...
I think there is, actually. As soon as it gets it going. YouTube has just been really not good to us lately.
Oh, then it's probably not going to play.
That's a great trailer.
Yep. It's fantastic, right? Well, I guess
Hey,
go ahead and go to the
I can
image.
tell you
there.
exactly what happened to that.
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there we go.
Well, it's kind of zoomed in, but...
That's okay. Are we live?
Or audio.
I've lost him. Okay, it's not. Okay.
All right, if you look at this game, it's got a lot of
Same time.
similarities.
Did it say vagina's back?
Iggy, or Iga.
Oh,
Iggy.
that's interesting.
Craft Caster Sport. This looks awesome.
Okay. Okay, so we're talking over. That's awesome.
It's nice because Metroidvanias really aren't they're not things anymore.
Yeah, you don't see games like that no more.
So this is a brand new game.
So
that's
this
gonna
is
look like
this is actually coming out this summer.
That's cool.
Do we have platforms yet?
Actually, okay, so let me go into detail about this
PS4,
one.
Xbox
This is
One?
fantastic. So like when the Kickstarter started
And Switch.
in May
That's
2015, he had announced it saying, hey, we just have a minimum goal, or we have a goal of 500,000. Let's see if we can try and get some investors. Dude, it hit 1.5 million in 4 hours.
It's
Damn.
It's
In
Kojima.
4 hours.
Kojima's split from Konami was freaking huge because it
No,
was
that's not Kojima.
You just said it was Kojima.
No. That's Koji Igarashi.
You said Kojima when he left.
When he left Konami, he left Konami.
You said Kojima when you left.
Oh, okay.
Konami.
I didn't mean Kojima.
That's why I was
meant-
confused. I was
meant
just like, wait, hold on. I'm like,
Koji Igarashi.
well, you went from Igarashi to you
No,
jumped to
no. Sorry.
from Kojima, and I'm just like, well, yeah, Kojima. You know, I'm like, I don't think Kojima had a
No, I
whole
didn't-
lot to do with the Castlevania.
Either
series.
way,
Metal Gear.
I wasn't trying to say Kojima left because he left too.
We got two game nerds going at it.
Right?
I love it.
I just got confused. I was just like, no way. I'm like, hold on, Kojima's my boy.
Yeah.
And Kojima has Norman Reedus literally like they hold hands when they're walking to the bathroom now. It's fantastic.
That's terrible. But anyways,
It's hilarious.
so anyways, at the end of the Kickstarter, right, 5.5 million was funded by players, by people wanting this game to happen.
5 million.
So their goal was 500,000. They would actually take it, invest it, and then make the game themselves due to backing. They were like blown out of the water. Like, so they, with this, they have all of these huge names they were able to get. So the first one they got was Robert Belgrad. He was the voice of Alucard. Mm-hmm. He's in this as well. They've got
That's gonna be fun.
Ayami Kojima. I don't know if she's got relation, but she's the character artist. So all of the original artwork from Symphony of the
know
Night.
she is.
She is actually doing all the artwork for this Bloodstained game. I can't pronounce this next person, but the last name is Yamane. She's a composer. So all of the original music, it's going to be the same style. And then they have a new guy, David Hayter.
That is awesome picture.
We know who David Hayter is.
Yeah. I
He's
know
the
that.
voice of Solid Snake. Yep.
And he also produced.
Fantastic.
Was it the first X-Men movie? Was that him?
Oh, I don't know if he produced. I know he's starred in movies and produced, and he's done a lot of stuff.
Pretty sure
Yeah, he's big.
it was the first X-Men movie he did.
Right. So he's pretty big. Anyways, so they got all these big name people
They're
coming
not
in.
related.
they've got stretch goals. They had these stretch goals, right? And each one was knocked out. So first one, it's going to be released on all consoles and PC. Every console.
Yeah,
Which,
they
like,
have
what
no reason
game?
not to now.
What?
They have no reason not to now.
Well, I'm just saying, like, he's kind of bypassing the whole Sony thing. Like, Sony, all these, like, Naughty Dog, we're only producing for PS4.
He was
Yeah.
the writer of X-Men and X-Men
So he's
2.
like, you know what? I wanted to hit every console out there. So Nintendo Switch
so smart.
obviously is going to be fantastic because that's like a shout out back to the old Castlevania games.
Right.
Local co-op, online multiplayer, new game plus, cheat codes.
We're gonna bring
Like
cheat codes
original,
back.
Which you don't
what
see
is it?
anymore.
Down up, left right, AB select start. Yeah, Contra.
I don't think they can use that one.
Yeah, they
That's-
probably can.
That's Konami.
It'd be funny if they did, right?
I'm
Or
pretty
if
sure
they did it backwards.
Pretty sure they're gonna get in
They
trouble
did it
because
backwards?
the Konami code in a game is not by Konami. They were like, listen here, and you were like, hold on, wait, hold on.
Wait, whoa.
But can
you
you
mean
copy
cheat,
or
cheat
trademark
codes
a
can be
cheat-
copyrighted?
Yeah. That sounds silly.
It's named.
That sounds
It's named.
counterintuitive.
It's the thing is, it's named in the It's named the Konami code because Konami was the first one to introduce it into.
And it's
that's
been
the-
in
okay,
several
but
of their
is
and
games.
it's in all of their of their games have some kind of reference to it. Even ones today have a reference to them. Even like I'm trying to think of the game off the top of my head because it makes a funny reference to it.
Either
Well,
way.
So
I'm
what
gonna
if they
find
what if
out
the new
if that
company
is
names it a new name? This is
Could
the
be
Bashibushi Bros.
The IGA code.
IGA
Because
code.
he was.
Up, down, left,
Yeah.
left, up.
Could be that too.
Hold your butt cheek, right, wait.
That's a bad one. They've got secret bosses, and then they got an 8-bit soundtrack that they're adding to it. So there's going to be like at least
A full
8-bit
orchestral,
yeah,
and then
full orchestra, and then they've got an 8-bit soundtrack that you can
That's
add
so
on.
cool.
The classic
So
mode,
well done.
boss revenge mode, and nightmare difficulty. Like just so much you could possibly want in a Castlevania game, just thrown
You know
in
what we're
there.
gonna get from this because of it now? We're gonna get some sexy speedruns.
So I have
Yeah.
a question. Because it's going to be on all of these different consoles, is it going to be like, is there intercompatibility with that crossover at all?
Cross-platform.
Well,
play.
if you play online, I'm sure you can play with like what is it? It was asynchronous online multiplayer. So meaning if you connect with the PS4, you can play with somebody on the Switch.
Okay.
Isn't that what asynchronous means?
well-
It depends on the platform, and it depends on how well the next negotiations go between Sony and
Right.
Sony and PlayStation. Right now, as Todd Howard explained, I love Todd Howard's bluntness with this. He goes, "Well, everyone," he's like, "we wanted to make Fallout 76 cross-platform with both PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, but Sony's being a bunch of little bitches." That was an exact tweet.
Yeah, they're
And
Yeah,
I'm like-
I have stuff on that too.
whoa.
That they're playing favorites. I think basically the only cross-platform game they're doing right now is Fortnite, and all these other companies are like, so
Fortnite
we're ready.
Rocket League.
So the game
Okay.
was the first one to break over 5.5 million from its backers.
Yeah, I know which one is.
Now that one's been beat. The game we
Shenmue.
were just talking about, yeah, Shenmue now beat it.
Yep.
It's the number one funded game.
And I've not played a single Shenmue game. That's fine. So along with this, like all the milestones that they hit, they also did reward tiers. So like if you back the game, like certain amount, you were rewarded extra stuff. And the first one is actually $750. It's not the first one, but this is like down the line. So you've got like $60, you got $100. So this one you get to write a short message in the credits.
That's cool.
Wait, hold on. That's
I'm sure
kind of
there's
dope.
some caveats to
Right,
that.
$750. You're backing the game, so you're investing in the game. They throw this to you, so you get every tier before that. Plus, you get to do something in the credits. Now, if you backed it $100 at least, they put your name in the credits. For a Castlevania game,
So a
that's
lot
going to
of
be
games are doing that now.
Yeah.
I know the new Alice game that's coming out.
Right.
They did something like that too, where your name, if you put like $100 or $200 in it, there'll be a rock or something in the game hidden with your name on it.
That's pretty cool. This is supposed to be like huge though,
For
because
$100, I'll put your name anywhere on the set. For $100,
Right?
all day long.
$100.
Yes. John at WeBeamTV.com. Hit me up.
There's a few games that have done little cameos like that, and I love when games do that. They're really, really cool. For example, there was one guy, I'm sure you guys have heard the game Undertale.
Yeah.
There is a character who the fan won a contest, and he wanted his original character in the game. Well, obviously the character was definitely weird, and they gave it a very weird backstory because people who play that game are creepy sometimes. There's a large portion of it that are.
We have our first taker. Amanda said she's in.
We have a lot of people who that play the game that are what I just call degenerates. So the game developers went, okay, well, we're going to stick to it. So you come to a certain location at a certain time, just set your clock on your computer or whatever you're playing it on to that day at that certain time, and the character will appear, talk to you, you can have a battle and a full interaction. It's like a small side quest you can do.
But you have to change the time on your computer?
Or you just wait for that year. It was like the following year because they thought it was going to delay again, but it didn't.
Oh, okay.
And it was going to appear on October 31st, something like that. It was just like, okay, so Halloween, this one character will appear.
Nice.
That's cool.
Games have done the whole time thing in the past too. It was really, really cool. It's like, oh, it's like, show up at this time. For example, one of my favorite ones is Batman Arkham Asylum.
Oh, yeah. With the
Why would
killer
that
man.
not crash the system?
Man-Bat.
Like, if everybody
Man-Bat,
wants to
yeah.
meet up at a specific time on a specific day, like, isn't that a recipe for
Disaster.
Because, like, all the time when you talk about these games that do something new and innovative, their shit crashes
Yeah.
when there's too many people.
Or
So,
like World of Warcraft, the Horde raids and kills people at wedding or funeral.
Right, well, like, there's that too, but that's
even
not
talking even talking like server wrecking.
Yeah.
For example, there was an attack on Stormwind a few years ago, where so many Horde players got into this, and they rushed Stormwind. When they rushed Stormwind, everyone just started lagging out in DC, and they ended up just crashing the server. And like 4 collective servers all just went offline for a while. And everyone's like, Did we do it? Because it was out on Reddit when it was going to happen. So needless to say, a bunch of Alliance players are also diehard, Alliance versus Horde. They were all in the city waiting. So it was already a high population area. They were ready for the assault. So when the Horde comes flying in, it was just like, the server's kind of like, oh dear, this is a lot of players in the same area. Mm-hmm.
You want to know what I want to know? Is if there is any kind of data on how many people had to request off of work to take part in that.
Like that. Yeah.
That would be interesting.
All right, the next one is $1,000. Go ahead and put that one up, please. Oh, 1,600. Never mind. My bad. So you take your photo, you send it in, and they basically warp it and put it on a picture frame in the game.
That's super cool.
Okay, for $200, I will put your picture done up like that on our walls in the studio on the Nerd Talk set.
That'd be fantastic, actually.
That really would.
That would be awesome.
Cool.
We could have a wall of
You guys should
Nerd
all
Talk.
do that.
2,000? Can they be in all the shows with their photo?
Yeah, sure.
Wow.
For $2,000, we will burn your face into the set.
Into the wood.
Betcha, man. I'll make Michael wear a mask of you.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, a deep fake for a whole
Oh.
A
episode.
deep fake for a whole episode. Because,
Yeah.
Michael, you know what?
Stuff I get done on the show.
knows how to
Probably
do
like
that?
not possible.
Who
That
doesn't
takes
want to give
months.
money to hide that mug? I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So the next tier is a little steep. I mean, for anybody, it's $8,500.
What?
$8,500. They'll
You get to create a secret.
They'll create a secret room for you. So it's
Like-
hidden in the game. You get all the other tiers.
That's awesome.
You get every other tier. So like they give you like this medallion thing, like this stained glass thing. I didn't put that on there, but you get all the other tiers except for the making of the character. Like you can make a character monster. You can create weapons.
awesome.
Like all of the other tiers below this. I'm just pointing out the cool ones. So
So-
like secret room, yeah.
do we know how many people purchased this?
Oh, it says a limit of 5 people. See down at the bottom it says 5.
So
Aw.
it's going to be a pseudo up to the fans to make the secret room, or someone's secret rooms.
Or is that limit 5 per person?
No, 5 people.
Only 5
total
people can purchase
Oh.
that.
For $500, I'll give Michael away for secret lover. I'm just saying.
And then the last one, go ahead
don't
and
think
put
it's
that
a
one
secret.
up. This one's a big one. 10 grand.
Holy shit.
You fly out to Japan, spend a day with this guy, the actual creator of, or the father, Koji, and then you get all of the extra stuff, and you get a stream with him.
No, I love what Bonnie said.
That sounds awesome, though. I would do that. If I had $10,000, I would 100% do that. If I could have saved that within the time, I would totally have done that.
And for
that sounds
$1,000,
awesome.
$10,000.
I'll let Michael. You can have Michael for a day and do anything you want to with him.
with the father of Castlevania for an entire day and do a live stream with him. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
He'll quit one day.
Here's the thing: a flight to Japan's already almost $2,000 alone. I know I've looked.
Right.
So that's
Aren't you going, or weren't
was.
you supposed to go?
Yeah, money's hard to come by nowadays.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
10,000. That's already part of the way. So as far as I'm concerned, like, it's gonna be there anyway.
That'd be awesome. You go there and you're like playing with, you're like streaming with him, and he's like, "What do you want to play?" You're like, "Oh, Fortnite." You're streaming Fortnite with Koji. Oh my gosh,
that would be
Apex
so
Legends.
wrong.
What do you want to bet he mains Simon and Bellic and Smash?
I don't even know who those are.
Hey,
I'm
Mark,
sorry.
My man does a whole damn segment about fucking Castlevania and then doesn't know the two Castlevania characters are in Smash right now.
Well, first of
I'm
all, I never played the one that they came from. That one. I played all the originals. I played 1, 2, 3. I played Super Castlevania. I played Castlevania 64, and then
Simon and Richter. You know who either
Oh,
one?
I know who Simon and Richter are. Yeah.
That's what I just said. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like Simon and Richter.
Sorry.
And then you're like, I don't know who that is. I'm like,
Yeah, I know. Okay, so I
Sony's-
misheard you. I'm sorry.
Nintendo's not going to
so good.
grab the obscure character.
Right.
All right, I can't say that.
Rondo.
Piranha
They're gonna
Plant.
grab Rondo.
Yeah.
I said,
You know who
yes, I
Rondo
am.
is, right?
They're not going to grab Rondo
I
yet.
need to make money quick.
They need to grab
Hey,
Gabriel.
Mark's watching.
Yeah, I know. Mark.
That
Mark-
Gabriel's in the game.
Parts of
He's
my
an assist trophy. If I'm not
Well,
mistaken.
Mark got in a car
He's
accident
what?
today,
He's
too.
an assist trophy.
I saw that too.
he said deaths of his rumors of
know
his
that.
death are premature.
Premature.
or report.
You know which one Gabriel's from, right?
Greatly over exaggerated. Huh?
You know which one Gabriel's from, right?
Yeah, it's I'm drawing a blank actually.
Lords of Shadow. The best Castlevania released yet to this day.
People would argue.
Oh,
Symphony
I
of
No,
Night.
Dylan would argue.
People would argue. No, I would argue.
Sidokens
I
would argue
for
with
it
you.
because
I would argue.
Because-
to be completely honest with you, the Metroidvania games are really, really good. I was definitely more of a Metroid fan than I was a Castlevania fan. So I've played all of the Metroids and 100% of all the Metroids. I've only dabbled a bit into the Castlevania series, only for the fact of I was playing the games as a kid.
Mark Muncie says Symphony of the Night.
So, yeah, then there's your...
Yeah, there's no storyline to Symphony of the Night, though. I mean, there's some dialogue and stuff like that. But there was no canon to it. Lords of Shadow gave you an entire history, and then they climaxed it and finished it. You got an ending, and then the ending was like a teaser. You're just like, really? Mind blowing. Like literally 12 hours of amazingness, probably less.
And then,
No, you
Well, I
wanted
mean,
more.
that's
You
better
wanted
than-
more, and then you wanted to watch a movie about it. You're like, please, somebody in Hollywood make this movie because it's fantastic.
Well, I mean, that's better than the game you were talking about last week that you were like 10 hours into it and it was boring.
That was World of Warcraft.
God.
yeah.
You need to get to 120, and
So
then
it's not
it'll be
WoW.
fun.
No, fuck that, man. No interest whatsoever.
Well, I mean, actually, I shouldn't say. If you're playing WoW from a story sense of things, then it's a fun ride the whole way.
Yeah.
But if you're just playing to level up and be able to do cool shit,
Well, then by
it's-
that sense, if you're just running through a
levels of
Castlevania game, not paying attention to the story, just killing shit and moving on, then congratulations,
same
you're gonna
thing.
get bored too.
yeah, well, you're playing stupid. So
Yeah, exactly. So playing World of Warcraft, I feel like you actually go through and become the epic hero that you're supposed to be, Killer
Right.
of Deathwing. Like,
well,
come on.
you did not
Well, you do that
sell
in
it last
you do that
week.
in
Because your first
Castlevania,
time
too.
leveling, you do that. Your second time leveling, you don't do that. Your second time
Right.
leveling, you're like, I don't want to spend
just wanna
that
hurry
much
up and
time
level
again. I want to
quick.
hurry and get through this.
Well, you want to say something? Here's something interesting I just read today, that there is a new study that says there's absolutely no link between violent video games and increased aggression in
Oh,
teens.
that's fantastic.
Right? They're saying that their study was a registered study, meaning that they published their hypothesis, their method, and their analysis techniques prior to even performing the study. So they're like, this is exactly what we think, this is how we're going to do it, and this is how we're going to analyze it. And no other study on this has done that before. And so it's been biased, and they're cherry picking data to make it fit
you an answer.
what they want it to fit. So now, because of this is more of a blind study, because they can't alter it. They've already said how they're going to do it and what they're going to do, and that's like the entire basis of science is proving it. Show your answer. So, yeah, so that's kind of interesting. There is no link whatsoever between.
Which Adam Ruins Everything did an episode on that too.
They got to be really, really careful now, because now the fingers are getting pointed back at the shitty parenting option, and everyone's going to get offended again.
Exactly. Well, they can suck it because they are
A shitty parent. There you go.
And they also did a study that just because
Hug
you
your
curse
kids.
a lot doesn't mean you're intelligent.
Right.
That's a lot of crap.
I know, like studies like that, it's ridiculous. I didn't realize before reading about this that registered studies were a thing where you can, I think that should kind of be a requirement, because how is it not going to have some kind of a bias if you're not releasing anything until after the fact? Obviously, you can make it fit what you want it to fit based on what you think is going to happen.
Yeah, you got to show your
You
work.
can be like, okay, well, this didn't really happen the right way, so I'm going to Common Core this shit, and I'm going to make it look the way I want it to.
Common Core. Not anymore. Out the door.
Yay!
Yes. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting.
That's a good study.
It is. It's slashdot.org is actually really cool. I have gotten lost in that website a couple of times the last few weeks.
That is cool.
Researching for the show.
So, you done with Castlevania, buddy?
Yeah, man, I'm totally good with that. Thank you for letting me share.
I'm actually gonna go back and start looking.
The show is really, really good, by the way.
Oh yeah,
For anyone who
Oh
watches
no!
the show is
The
fantastic.
show.
That's
Oh
the one
yeah,
that was
it's
on
freaking
Netflix,
awesome.
right?
Yeah, it's to say season 2 just got dropped. I think there's a season 3 on the way. I don't actually know.
Yeah.
I did not research that at all, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
That's just what I heard.
You got me watching that one.
Nice.
on
It's a
Netflix. I
good
binged
show.
heavy. I'm like, oh, this is really, really good. Okay, so we're going to talk to Dillon next about some game. I don't know, Metro Hetero or Hetero Expo or whatever it is. I really don't know, and I kind of really don't care. No, I'm just kidding.
He's rather upset
It's
that
actually,
really didn't remember the name.
what's really good is actually we were watching it, previewing it when he got in. The graphics are just.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe how good they are. So go ahead, Dillon.
Game got delayed
Sidokens.
for years.
why?
The thing is funding, and they didn't want to release a bad product. They openly said we'd rather delay a game and release a good one than rush a game and
what's
let
the
it be
name of
bad.
it again?
Metro. It's called
Oh,
Metro
okay.
Exodus. And I'm really, really glad that they delayed it. The way that they played the game is more of a sandbox style rather than linear levels. So the original one was more linear. You had multiple ways you could do each level, whether it was stealthy, run and gun, non-lethal, full lethal. You had the whole way of doing it like that. Or you just didn't, and you'd lose.
So he's gonna
Hi,
start. He's
Robin.
gonna start rolling the.
Yeah,
footage
absolutely. Yeah, please. With the newer, with this one, it's more open-ended. It's a lot less linear, and I like that so far. So far, it's kind of fun. Being able to kind of go, okay, well, I have this over here, but I kind of want to go work on this first. I'm beginning to gain followers, and I'm noticing that the decisions I make affect my followers. So I could lose a follower, and they're gone forever. I don't get them back. They don't respawn. So it's going to affect my overall outcome. The ending story is affected because of who I lost and who I still have. So I think it's really, really cool. It's a neat idea. So real quick, to set the story, as Artyom will begin doing here momentarily, Artyom being our protagonist, our main character, who has gone through literally hell and back in this Metro wasteland. 2033, to kind of quickly recap Metro. Actually, it'll do it here in a second, but we're a little far up in
Is
the
that
video.
dude like frozen solid and he's
Yeah,
and
those
he-
are
and he's melting?
Australia's.
Oh,
Those are completely frozen solid.
In 14 years, bro, this is gonna happen. 14 years.
14 years.
Well, this is also taking place in Russia, so
Global
okay.
warming.
not our problem yet. Then that should be just the train.
It's like the frozen version of Pompeii.
Well, actually,
it
yeah,
is.
no, you're
We're going 90 minutes tonight.
you're not actually too far off.
Rigor mortis
Yeah,
is
hold
setting
on.
in.
Hey,
Feel
before
better,
you
Mark.
go to a wide shot real quick, for all you folks that are watching on WeBeam TV, go to go jump on Facebook and you can watch us there because we have to keep a tight schedule on WeBeam TV. This show is now going to go. We're going to start going as long as however long it takes, probably until 8 o'clock. So if you're watching on WeBeam TV, jump over to Facebook and watch us there and comment, and we'll see everybody on WeBeam TV later. For all you Facebook folks, stick around. Anyway, sorry, Joe.
So actually, can you put that video back up? Oh, cool, at the end. That's not what I wanted. No, there we go. Okay. I love the menu, by the way. So this is the beginning menu. I'm kind of stalling for time here because I want to explain the events as my video explains it. Because there is our protagonist Artyom kind of gives a good explanation of what happened in Metro 1, 2, and what led up to this. To give you guys the quick explanation, bombs fell. World War whatever, then you didn't specify the number in the game, but the books I believe you did, has put the world into a toxic wasteland. Go figure. It's your typical apocalyptic. The cool part is how the Russians survived is they went into their metro system, subway system, and that's where they've been living the last 3 years. It's not actually been too terribly long. So the entire time we've been dealing with creatures. They've been dealing with. I love the quote he uses. He's like, we came together as a whole, as a people. He's like, the bombs did build up community. He's like, it built up the humans' ability to survive. He's like, but the bombs didn't kill off our bad habits and bad attitudes. As you see, Nazis are still around, because Germany was still in the middle of invading us. The Red Army, which is no longer the leading force in Russia, but now is trying to regain control, and then the general public, which is the I believe, oh god, it's the Rangers, but they go by a new name in the game, or in this game. It's really, really cool. I'm really, really enjoying this. I can only keep freaking out about this. Oh yeah, there's the bombs, and then a flash, boom, now we're in the underground. So we've literally made these underground cities using sheet metal, pieces of cars, like whatever we can get a hold of. It is quite literally survival at its finest.
It's like The Walking Dead.
Yeah, basically.
If all of it's very, very Fallout-esque. If you played a Fallout game, then you have an idea. If the Fallout games were more linear, that would be the way to describe it. Now in this new one, it is much more Fallout because it is a lot less linear. I like how this game handles stealth a lot better than Fallout, because the gunplay in this game is fantastic. Use cheap ammunition, it's gonna act like cheap ammunition. Use your expensive ammunition, it's gonna work like expensive ammunition. It's gonna fire right, you're not gonna miss fires. It's gonna travel properly. Like, there's so much detail that I meant to put a black screen over that. Not YouTube friendly. Strip clubs are still a thing. Can't get rid of them.
Right, hostels, whatever, brothels.
People, yeah, say the human nature never disappears. Oh, you have the Red Army, losers. You say. But one of my favorite things about this game that I've loved with the series is the survival aspect of things. It's timing your air filters. You have to manage your ammunition. You have to manage your health packs. You have to kind of assess the situation and go, is this mission worth losing bullets over? Because I have to hold on to these, because I might need them later. So do I just kind of stealth it as long as I can and just do silent takedowns? But there's also the morality of the character too that kicks in. Do I really want to kill people? Or do I want to kill do I want to kill only those who want to cause me harm? Because there are characters that aren't necessarily bad. For example, like the Russians don't treat you as an enemy. They're kind of just like, you should be fighting for us, so we're not going to actively shoot you, but we're not going to let you into this area. So it's like, do I actually want to like kill them when I take them down, or do I want to give a stealth takedown that is non-lethal, so it just knocks them unconscious? And it kind of, you take that kind of sense into the game. So I think it's really, really cool how your moral choices kick in, as well as your, it's me or you. So you have to kind of make your choice. Oh, here we go. I got to the gameplay now. Now I'm kind of giving a quick explanation of what's going on. So after the 2 games, this is the final installment. So far, so we think, And Artyom has been making frequent trips to the surface. He's known as the hero of the Metro. Everybody respects him. They love him. But here lately, he's stepped away from fighting in the front lines and keeping people safe from Nazis and the Russians, and has decided, I'm going to go to the surface and I'm going to try and find survivors on the surface to see if there is livable areas outside of Moscow. Because Moscow is a dead zone, you can't go into it. You hear Geiger counter ticking, there's these monsters running around. He's like, this isn't safe. It's not until a little while later you find out there is life outside. Now, this is minor spoilers, but it's not actually too spoilers because I'm just giving you the setting of the game. From there, you find out that it is the Rangers and the Russians stopping transmissions from going out and coming in. So for, a year, he's been going up to the surface and going to different locations. A lot like that one movie with Will Smith, I Am Legend, where he goes out and he does the radio broadcast every single day.
I never watched that movie.
It wasn't very good. Don't worry, you're not missing much.
Very good.
It was based off of another movie back in the day that was
It's
better.
interesting.
He goes out, plays his recording. There he is, him and his wife. He dragged his wife up this time, and they're sitting up there, and he's working away on the radio, trying to find someone, and there's no one. They're all getting horribly discouraged. Oh, it's the demons, and the demons are so much fun to fight, but god damn, they're hard. The demons' main form of attack is just picking you up, flying you up, and going, I really hope that fall damage is enabled, and they just drop you. And I'm like,
Ouch.
yeah, it's fun. Showing off some of the stealth aspects of the game, because I have to level with you guys. I apologize, my stealth footage is garbage, only for the fact of I didn't realize how much I suck at stealth games. I played these games 3 times each through, but it's been probably 2-3 years since I played them all the way through. So I completely have forgotten how the stealth mechanics work in this game. So I'm like, oh man, I'm being safe. I'm turning off lights and stuff. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go for the takedown. This guy's an asshole. I don't have to be morally, I don't have to morally align myself. I can just stab him. I walk up, stab him, drop him, good to go. Turn the light off next to him. Guard comes like 2 seconds later, and I went, he's gonna notice that body immediately. We've got a man down. The whole room's on high alert. I'm like, I was 30 seconds into being stealthful, and now they all have an idea where I am. Sorry, guys, I'm going loud.
Brilliant.
So I spent the next... This is me. Attempt 2, by the way. I went to reset the spawn specifically so that I could be stealthful for you guys. What you don't see is 45 seconds later, I absolutely fuck it up. It was... In my defense, the game's your wife is like, oh, she's like, make sure to use your light indicator to see if you're in the light. Make sure that you crouch, move quieter that way. She's like, don't get spotted by any guards, and oh, don't turn your flashlight on. It's kind of a dead giveaway. Me being the individual I went, can't tell him what to do. And I flashed my flashlight in the corner and went, ha, stupid. I know. As soon as I turn around, what was that over there? And I'm like, no, and they all just start rushing me, and I'm like, well, what do they say? I'm like, the wife's always right, huh? And I have to rush out and deal with the problems there. This is the interesting thing that I really want to point out, though, is other countries have been reaching out and contacting us for a while. We've been trying to get in contact. The whole world's alive, and we've only, for the last 3 games, we've only thought it was just the Metro. It was just Moscow. We thought it was the only survivors. The whole world survived all over the place. So all these places are like desperately trying to get into contact with people and help each other survive. Meanwhile, as Moscow still thinks it's at war. And they're like, we're not. We're just trying to help each other. Like, it's all band together. So it's kind of cool. Oh, I left it in. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Sidokens really, really tried to be stealthy. Really, really tried. I gave it an honest-to-God try. I went up and used the stealth takedown and everything. Got caught instantly.
Well, there's a guy right there.
Right? Why did
Red.
it go red?
He died.
Oh.
Did I die?
Or did you quit?
No, I think my footage may have just corrupted. That, I think it's
We'll go back to a widescreen. We're all
because it wasn't red when I watched it through earlier on my computer. But
Well, you died.
oops. Oh, I did die. No, trust me, I died.
Bye, hun.
With everyone running through me the way they were, it was absolutely hard. Because as I said,
Bonnie
the thing
says goodnight.
is you're a scavenger. The gun they handed me at the beginning of that mission had 21 shots in it. It was like, make them count. And I went, okay. Well, as I'm rolling around, people wearing armor take a few more bullets than regular people. So I was like, I'm like, haha, I got him. if you'll just give me one moment, we'll resolve this all peacefully as I search your friends' bodies here. Because there's an action for that. You don't just like in Call of Duty, you walk over the body, pick up the ammo. I'm sure you know that. You play Call of Duty games.
I actually have to.
You have to actually, your character
actually
actually
pick
actively
it up.
pats them real quick to pull ammunition off and move on to the next. You want to load up ammunition to a gun? That's fine. Watch your magazines. It doesn't just autofill the magazines for you. If you have the ammunition to fill a magazine, it will fill it. But if you reload a magazine prematurely, it's going to keep that ammunition in there. It's not going to swap it out for you. So your next one you throw in there could be one that only has 7 shots in it. It's a more mildly frustrating thing than it is anything, because I'm just like, I have a full one right next to it. Why didn't you grab that one? And they're like, conservation. You're right. But I hate you. So I won't spoil any more about the game. I will explain. I love it so far. I'm probably 3 hours into it. If I properly did the stealth of those rooms, I'd probably still be on them. Because I can tell that was... excuse me. One of the things I could say was that was hilarious was...
He just killed Rob.
My bad stream. As you're moving through the stealth areas, I'm going to say, I messed it up. I'm sitting here dealing with 50 people firing at me. Once I've cleared the room and I decide to walk over to the objective, I see all these little hidey holes they've given me. There's lights for me to turn out. There's a circuit board I can interact with and shut all the lights off in the room. I'm like, wow. I'm like, if I had actually done this and like gone through the stealth takedowns properly, this probably would have taken me 30 minutes. It took me about 45 seconds and about 45 bullets. So at that point, you have to think, well, what was worth it? A little extra time or the 45 bullets? Because now I'm going into the next room where it's just like, all right, there's no stealth option. You have to fight.
Now you're out
and
of
now I
ammo.
have no bullets.
Womp womp.
So I'm just kind of sitting here with a knife in my hand like, boy, says stealth an option?
Not anymore.
Oh
Nope.
my.
So at least for a really, really fun experience. If you haven't played if you haven't played the games, they're really, really easy to run on computers.
Is that what your mask is from?
Well, it's not from that. I just bought this because it was for the event, but it is too hard to wear while I'm sick because I can't breathe in the damn thing.
Yeah,
Are you
I understand.
my mommy?
So, guess what we're going to talk about next?
What?
The Walking Dead. I know you guys are probably none of you are caught up. Are you caught up?
I've never watched
No,
a
I'm
single
not all
one.
caught up yet. It's
I'm not even
fine though.
asking you. Anyway, so here's the cool thing. Me, Mama Tech, and the Rising.
The Rising.
Cage. I know. We all went to see Paul. Is
I
what we
thought
did.
Sidokens was cringy.
Yeah. So we went to see Paul up in Chattanooga. Well, actually Georgia, but in Chattanooga. But on the way up, DeLynn, Mama Tech, got a last-minute reminder that the Walking Dead studio tours is only going until March 21st. So we might want to jump on it. So we were hoping at the last minute, because you got a schedule, that there was going to be tours available. We got on one on Sunday.
That's awesome.
Sunday. So it was really cool. So Rob will just start showing images. Now, the cool thing about it, there we are, Walking Dead studio tour. They get take your picture, West Coast. Now, the actual the actual studio itself was the prison, and now it's oh my God, help me out here. It's Negan's. Holy crap! I'm getting old. Where's my family helping me out here? Anyway, so these are the heaps.
He doesn't watch the show anymore.
This is the trash people heaps, right? And
They have trash people?
yes, they have trash people. So you got to watch the show.
Is Danny DeVito one of them?
No. Anyway, so Sanctuary is where Negan's crew was. Now the actual studio lot itself is Sanctuary.
Oh, cool.
So what they've done, and it was the prison, and they literally had the cell blocks. So all this stuff is the trash heaps. Now he'll show a picture of me, Mama Tech, and the Rising in a walkway, and the walkway is literally where they actually walked out. Now, something cool about this is they have to have snake wranglers every day.
That's gonna be a big no.
Okay, stop. Go back, Rod.
Just imagine like
So right here, this
Steve
is the
Irwin,
this is the
like, ready.
entryway.
Yeah, that's
when
a
you
hard pass.
if you watch the show, this is where they all walk through
To
to
get
come
in.
out into the trash heaps. I mean, it's all. And the thing of it is the way they shoot it. You would think it was huge, but it's not. All right, so anyway, go to the next one. Then this is the floating boat where Aaron and Rick swim through the zombie lake
Infested lake.
to get to this. Now, see those? Okay, stop right here, Rob. See the stuff in the water? Those are still zombies.
Oh shit.
They're just like they're floated and they're made of noodles. So keep going, Rob. Yeah.
So how many snakes do they catch a day?
Bree's really hung up on this thing.
let's
This is really concerning.
Let's pull a lot. It's Georgia. It's heat.
Like rattlesnakes or
all kind of snakes, water moccasins.
So
'Cause
bitey
all this-
snakes.
Yep.
On set.
So
Angry
keep
bitey
going.
On set.
No.
So stop right here.
Angry noodles.
Do we
Danger
know?
noodles.
Do you have?
I know what this is.
Okay, other than Michael, does anybody have an idea what that is?
It looks like the back of a semi truck.
Look at like this.
Where the two poles are.
You see the two poles? That was where Glenn
Rip.
and Abraham were
Ate dirt.
kneeling when they got their heads bashed in by Negan.
And why did they
wow.
get their heads bashed in?
Because
Negan's a dick.
So to be
okay.
completely honest with you,
That's a great
someone who's-
episode.
So
say-
Negan's a dick,
Thanks,
and
Joshua.
his place was called
no,
Sanctuary.
Negan's awesome.
Yeah, Negan's
Oh.
great.
Negan's a great, fantastic character. He's not a great person.
he's a great character.
He's a
because
great
he brought a
character.
lot to it. All right, go to the next one. No. So that right there. Now this was done in homage to Smokey and the Bandit.
Oh, that's cool.
That's the same trailer from it.
Well, who was in
Yeah.
Smokey and the Bandit? It's
Well,
What?
Smokey.
What? What?
my brain's
Big
not
mustache.
Smokey.
working. I know. Tom Selleck?
Yes.
No. All right. Never mind.
Oh my God.
Who was it? I never saw it.
Oh my God. Really?
Neither.
My parents were. There was a lot that we did not
Boy,
see.
your
as
your
kids.
ratings just went through the,
I know,
the floor.
right?
Burt Reynolds.
Thank you. Okay, I
you
saw
just
Burt
died.
Reynolds. I really did. I saw Burt Reynolds.
You did. Okay.
Well, no, because
Anyway,
he was the.
we're
Isn't
the
Burt
next
Reynolds the
image.
super hairy one? He's like super mega hairy, and
Yeah.
he took all those like glamour shots in the 70s.
Kind of.
Probably.
I think that was him. Yeah, so, that is who I was thinking.
this right here is where Carl took his life. He ended his own
Carl.
life right here. Keep going, Rob. Now this is Alexandria.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and see this. See, there's things we could take pictures of, and there are things we could not take pictures of because stuff is already set for the next season, and it would
Oh,
give
that's
spoilers.
cool.
So back in the back is the windmill. They just because it's winter and they have a lot of in Georgia. You get a lot of winter storms. So they took the blades off of the windmill.
okay.
You know, from that picture, you can see why they call him the Rising.
Yes. He's tall. Anyway, so
Jolly
this is another shot of the this. It's actually was where Gabriel's church was. But this is the new town hall type of thing. Why they let us take a picture of this, I don't know, because that's only been in Alexandria shot like 2 or 3 times. Okay, keep going, Rob.
Because they won't ever be there again.
So this is a museum. Okay, so the thing of it is you get to walk. Sonoya is actually. Hold on, we are.
I heard people still live in that town too.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah, they're zombies.
Okay, so go back to where the church was. Okay, so this is an actual. I mean, they literally when you drive downtown Sonoya, right, which is technically Woodbury from the governor.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
Sonoya itself, downtown Sonoya, is Woodbury.
So
And when you-
Sonoya is the real name of
Yes,
the city.
exactly.
Okay.
Now this is Alexandria, and when you drive it down, it's the weirdest thing. There's these big, tall metal. Just the show is, this is like a little square. But there's like what you don't see is on the left side of the building there are brownstones that are real. That's where like right now where Negan's was being kept in the dungeon and the armory and everything, and where the doctor is. That's on the other side. We couldn't take pictures of it because people live there. But there's
Like actually live there?
people live there, right?
Crazy.
And then on the back side, on the right side behind, are all these Victorians, where you Rick's house, Carol's house, the medical site. People live in these houses, and when they shoot, there's one lady that loves The Walking Dead so much that they have to constantly tell her to get back in the house while they're filming. So this is an act. People live in this, and to get in, you have to go through a gate that they lift up. There's a guard. So the people that live in there know to go in and out, and then when they're shooting, they pull all their cars in their driveway or in their garages. It's an actual community.
So the houses and brownstones that they shoot in, are those houses and brownstones that are actually inhabited by people, or
Yes.
are those ones that they own?
No, they're inhabited.
So this is like real people's homes that they're
And you gotta
filming
think,
in. That's
they
cool.
film at middle of the night, 2, 3 in the morning. They probably have all the lights on,
Oh, yeah.
pyro
How much
going
money
off.
do you think these people get?
None. Well, they do. Well, here's what they do.
Bullshit.
They pay their mortgages.
What?
Exactly. I was going to say, like, there
Yo,
has
done.
to be something.
And there's a waiting
Oh,
list.
they're paying my mortgage.
And there's a waiting list to buy
Yeah.
in that town.
I'm not even remotely surprised.
Okay, so here's another thing too. So okay, go the next. You go. Okay, so this right here is The Walking Dead store, and below you're going to know who I'm talking about here in a minute. Okay, and then down below, keep going. You can go through these. Yeah.
Someone asked if he went to Negan's cell. We got to see his cell.
No, they would not let you go to the brownstone. That's the yeah.
Because it's inhabited by
right,
somebody?
exactly. So here's the thing. Down below, as a matter of fact, I got the picture in the
Nice.
back. Don't open dead
That's a
inside.
good one.
It
I
looks
know.
like
Is that
Dead
awesome?
Open Inside.
Okay, so down below the store is Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the guy that was in Tampa Bay Comic Con? That was with he was with our friend Cecil. But remember the British or the German guy that looked like Abraham?
Which one's Abraham?
The red,
Big
the one that got his
red-headed
head
guy.
busted in.
You're going to have to show me
Okay,
a picture.
I'll show you a picture. Anyway, because we met him with Cecil
Yeah.
at Tampa Bay Tampa Bay
because he
Comic-Con.
does all the other shows
right.
with us.
Well, he opened a store down below so you can actually go get your picture taken with Abraham, the lookalike.
that's cool.
So when I walked in, I'm like, dude, I met you 3 years ago. He goes, I was Cecil. He goes, oh, yeah. We were talking. It was kind of cool.
That's cool. So does he travel with Cecil?
No,
to
he
do
has
the...
this thing now. He does
but
this.
he did.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, so that.
Yeah, I guess
That's
when they
cool.
need him, when they need him, they use him.
That's awesome.
So what was really cool about it is, okay, so then you could walk down the streets of Sonoya, which is Woodbury, and you can go Governor's House.
Yep.
This is over here.
Nice.
And what they did is so these people could actually survive while they were shooting, that they built fake fascias on the other sides of the buildings for them so people could come in their stores and still make money. Because
So these are
nothing's shut
actual-
down.
These are actual
Yes.
stores,
Yes.
and then they also film in them. That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Is that cool?
Did you go to the, what is it? Is it some cafe or
Nick and
some
Norman's?
bar that you have to be within a certain, like, GPS distance from the store, and you can check in and you can get a reservation? It's some Walking
Nick and
Dead.
Norman's.
That's what it is?
Nick and Norman's, yeah.
Did you go?
We were going to go have, after the tour, we did the tour. The tour was 2.5 hours. Awesome tour. Awesome tour. Then after the tour, we went down to Woodbury, or Sonoya. And then Sonoya, we went over there, and they shut down at 4 o'clock because the mid-season premiere came on. And if you paid $60 per person to go in, you got to watch the premiere. You got to watch Talking Live, and you got that includes your food, and you got a shirt and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was probably one of the best, coolest thing. Mama, and we got
And it
lucky.
was just a total
we
whim.
just because
That's awesome. Those are the
one of her
best
friends,
adventures.
one of her friends texted her said, "Oh, and by the way, that the Walking Dead tours there." And I'm telling you, if you didn't know the show and you did the tour, you'd be like, they take you out the woods and you'd be like, "Oh, that's a tree. Thanks for showing me a tree." But if you know the show, you're like, "Oh, that's the woods." It showed where Carl got bit. It showed where, and it was kind of funny. During the show, for everybody to get from Alexandria to Sanctuary, or Alexandria to Hilltop, it's like a day trip. It's literally 5 minutes around the corner.
That's awesome.
It is amazing how, and when we went into Hilltop, right, we couldn't take pictures in Hilltop, and we couldn't take pictures in Seaside either. Seaside? I think it's Seaside. Yeah, Seaside, where the women's camp is, right? So Hilltop in the Seaside is literally you drive out the driveway and you take a left and it's right there. It is so, but you drive into Hilltop thinking, this place is massive because the way they shoot it, it looks huge. When you pull in, you're like, holy crap, it's so tiny. we were watching the premiere Sunday night, and we're like, we were in there, and it makes it look so big. It's what we do.
Right.
See, I get it, and I'm not going, okay, wide angle,
angles and
pull back,
everything.
shoot up. It looks huge, right?
Absolutely.
So it was probably one of the best tours that or best things I have done in a long time when it comes to The Walking Dead. And what's even better is just the people are so cool that they want you to come and look because they're like they want to keep this going. So March 21st is the last one because in April they start production.
Okay.
So guess what family is going up in June to try to get some pictures.
Nice.
March 21st is also the first day of spring.
Yeah, it is. So
There's that.
we don't have a spring here. We have cold and freaking hot.
Yeah.
So-
we have, this is hot. Oh my God, it's so hot.
But anyway, it was a great tour. And if anybody has a chance to go up, they only do it on Saturdays and Sundays.
So for people that don't know, how much does it cost to normally do?
Mama Tech paid for that. I have no idea. I wasn't allowed to know. I'm dead serious.
No,
I think it's like $40-50 per person.
That's not too bad.
Something like that. Maybe it might be
a couple
60.
hour tour.
But literally, I said, how much? Mom said, don't worry about it. It's just my treat. And Mama Tech took care of us all.
That's cool.
But if you go to the store there's stuff that you get in the store that you can only get there.
Like your little cup.
Yeah,
that you have at the
yeah.
house.
So I had this
cool.
Last Stand Tervis. I was going to bring it in, but it's on the truck. Duh. And Mama Tech got one. It's got Daryl, of course, because you can choose your name. And me, I was Boss.
She
Jack.
said 65.
Oh, 65. So Mama Tech's watching. So you can choose your name on your I have a pass. Actually, I wonder if Rob can bring it out to me. He can throw it out. I think it's hanging over there on the.
Yeah, I saw the passes on the table.
Yeah, it's on the table in there. So, but you can choose your name. So, Mama Tech put on there, Mrs. Dixon, of course. 'Cause everybody loves
So I'm guessing that was Cage's, the Carl one.
He did Carl's Popeye, because there's that whole Carl's Popeye meme. Oh, it's and what's Glenn's favorite food?
Popeye.
Popeye. Popeye.
Because his eye popped out.
All right, so the Phillies too, and yesterday when he got walked in the back of the head,
The whole eye went.
the eye bulged. It was
Literally
like,
just-
whoa. And he's like, Maggie. I'm like, no, sloth, go down. Baby Ruth. Like you're chucking him at him.
And then of course, with Abraham, the last thing he says, "Suck my nuts." So, or nut sack. I think it was.
Is that what yours says?
And
Oh my God,
he's
that's
got
awesome.
he's got shirts that all say that. So Abraham's got his own thing there. I mean, you can go in there
What
and
season did the Popeye happen? Because I think I need to witness that.
five,
Start of 5.
Five.
Beginning of 5.
I think it's five.
This is awesome.
First episode.
Like first 30 seconds.
how
They
we
waste
opened
no
that.
time.
Well, no, they waited for him.
No,
They killed Abraham right away.
No, they didn't because they did it right away because they literally made us wait an entire fucking summer to wait for this damn thing
Yeah.
to be like, who are we killing?
Okay, so here's a little bit of trivia, just to let everybody know. They killed everybody. They filmed everybody getting killed because they didn't want it leaked. So by doing everybody, if it leaked, nobody knew until the beginning of the season.
Oh, so every time they kill a major character, they kill all the major characters?
No,
No,
just
no,
that
for that one.
specifically.
This right here, let me tell you, you talking about heart-wrenching and hard to
Well,
watch.
everybody knew Glenn was going to die anyway. Because in the
This
comics,
was but we didn't
head
expect
bashing.
two characters.
Yeah, nobody
that was
expected
that was the
Abraham.
That was
curveball.
Carl.
Everybody knew one.
Isn't Carl the kid or something?
Carl's dead.
No one gives a shit.
Well, no, we're talking about when he did the head bashing. Everybody knew Glenn would, but They bashed Abraham first, and after
Glenn.
everyone else, they're like, "Wait, what the hell?"
Was supposed to bite the curb, literally.
Oh, first episode, season
That's how
7.
Negan killed him.
Good thing Josh was paying attention to us. But yeah, but they killed everybody, so it would, because this was one of the biggest turns.
Oh, so
in
they
Walking
head
Dead.
bashed everybody.
Everybody
or
got
something?
it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So then, like the people on the show, except for the people editing it, they don't.
Nobody
knows.
knew except for editors and directors.
That's super cool.
And
is
actors.
that the only
Actors
time?
didn't know either.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
So is that the only one they did that for? Because I feel like
Yes.
they should do that for all of the like
No, that was-
major
no,
epic
because-
deaths.
Game of Thrones.
The build on that show was monstrous.
So I got
Well,
a question because you've been
that would
watching
be-
it for so long.
I'm a fan from the
like,
get-go.
Game
I
of
feel
Thrones.
like the actors would have to know
characters.
only for the fact of it's just like, okay, you guys gotta tell us, and it's like, no, it's like, no, I need to know so I know him to work in tomorrow.
Exactly.
oh,
like,
yeah,
can
all right,
I
you're right.
take
The only
this
time,
movie that I was offered?
so if you watch The Talking Dead, if you ever get scheduled after something major happens on The Talking Dead, 10 to
You're
1,
dead.
you're dead. Or you get the phone call from Nick or the other guy, and then if you get that phone call, you know you're over.
Out of everybody that died, who's the one that you were saddest the most?
Glenn.
Glenn?
I loved Glenn. Glenn
Which
was.
one?
Mine was the
Glenn.
girl.
The Asian.
Oh, yeah, no, you're talking about the
Okay.
whole
Out
show?
of everybody that's died
I'm
so
like-
far, mine was the girl at the
Kinda paying
hospital when she got killed at the
Oh,
hospital.
the Maggie's sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was hard to take too.
Yeah, there's a reason why we don't know her name.
What, the little girls? The little blondes?
I bet.
Oh no, I don't care about the
Mama
little
Tech will
kids.
tell
Those
us who
were
the girl
those
was.
deaths were awesome watching them get killed.
Yeah, that was Maggie's sister.
What's your favorite
out of
death
all
in a
the
movie
deaths,
ever?
Huh?
Favorite death in a movie ever?
I don't have the time to go
God.
into this.
Abraham.
No, one.
Abraham.
Any
Abraham.
movie, TV show, whatever.
Abraham.
I got one.
What?
It's the collector. No, the collection. The collection. It's when the ceiling drops in on all of the people in the room, and they just get smashed through like this cage. So like it's
So they get like strained.
everybody. No, it's crazy because like you're sitting there watching it, and the people are freaking out, and they're like trying, and the room's just getting smaller and smaller, and it's an actual steel cage, and you could just see everything. It's just
Goo out.
It's the
That's
craziest
awesome.
movie ever.
They made
My,
pasta.
you know, at
The
a,
collection.
Yeah, that's really
It's
Sounds
it's so
fantastic.
crazy.
Favorite death in terms of like gore or like
just in general, just like your favorite, like that was
I think
so
it's Friday
badass.
13th, 7. Jason takes the kid in his sleeping bag, just picks the whole thing up and beats him against a tree.
Yeah.
That was
Was
just
it a
fun.
kid or a girl? I thought it was a girl.
I think it was a girl.
I think it was
but
a
just
chick,
picks up
yeah.
the whole sleeping bag and just beats.
no, my favorite death is, I'm telling you, out of all the, when you get your head bashed in and you still have the cognitive to say, suck my nutsack, that's it right there, man. Now, I'm telling you,
What about you?
that was, just think about it. Think about your head getting bashed in and your head's coming, your
And to have
eyeballs
the
are coming
wherewithal
out,
to
and
do
you
that.
and you can still say that.
as bad of a movie as it was, Resident Evil 1, and it is Man Ice Cubes.
Oh yeah.
The laser room.
The
Yeah.
laser.
I-
That was a good
First
one.
room where he's they're like, "Ha, I dodged it," and the Red Queen goes,
Then
"Oh,
it does
really?"
that and just
It's like
slices
a
him
whole
in
bunch
half.
of squares coming at him.
Yeah, it was-
I
that was
like,
great.
was it 13 Ghosts when that sliding glass door chopped that one person in half and
Oh,
like one
yeah.
side of their body went
Oh,
down
wow.
the side of it like squeegee down
That was
the side
good.
of the
I forgot
glass.
about that movie.
Yeah, that
but
was
I
pretty
still like
cool.
the Abraham death.
I mean, and the Game of Thrones guy, the
mountain.
handsome one getting his eyes
Yeah.
popped in like a
Mountain, did
watermelon.
you see? He's the world's strongest man now. He picked up, I think they said, over 1,050 pounds the other day at
No,
the
it was,
gym.
he's been the
Yeah.
champion
They
for a
show
long
that-
time.
Who?
The
The
mountain.
The mountain.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's,
From
he's-
Game of Thrones,
he's been
the big
doing that for a
badass.
long time.
Yeah.
he's been listed.
He
as world's
deadlifted
strongest.
over
He
1,000
cut
pounds.
some guy's skull like a watermelon.
Oh,
It was
awesome.
so cool. Prince Oberyn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just like,
Oh, it was
he's
so
like,
cool.
tell me, he's like,
That
you
was-
raped my sister. He's
'Cause
like,
he
you
was so
killed her
cocky.
children.
Oh, like,
and
that's
he's just
pretty
like,
freaking close. Yeah, Oberyn got super cocky about it. I was so bummed because I really
Beth.
liked him. He
Yeah,
was so
that's who I
handsome.
was
I'm like,
felt bad
seriously,
about. I
don't
like
get
Beth.
that close to him.
Yeah.
He got too close to him. He
And then
grabbed
he
him,
did
and then
that
it's like,
weird,
oh,
like,
he's done.
Frankenstein's
And here's the thing. I'm going to
monster
give all
thing
you
to
guys
him.
all your spoilers right now on Walking Dead. Rick is not dead.
Of course, because there's a movie coming out.
He has
This
been
year.
taken away by the helicopter people. And Maggie is not dead. She's just doing the movie on ABC now, or the TV show. And with that being said, we've only got like a minute left.
Oh, then I have a joke.
Okay.
Do you think the sea is only salty because nobody waves back?
Oh my
You're not
God.
invited next week. Let's see how salty you are.
Wow.
I saw that on Facebook last week.
And that's
too.
it for this week's episode, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Sorry for the bad joke.
Wow, way to
I'm
end
not
it.
sorry.
Way to end it on a bad note. A bad joke. That's not even a bad note. I think that's kind of cute.
Seeing Joffrey die was.
All right, everybody. We'll see everybody next
Oh, yeah,
week.
let's just
Make
drop
sure
it.
you watch, share.
night.
We've been all of our hashtags have been rolling down below. Follow us everywhere. Share us, share us, share us, share us, and we'll see everybody next week.